97.3 Citi FM. Relevant radio, always.
Hello, Citi FM is talking to Alex Mould, the CEO of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, on a number of running stories. We know the FPSO has been in the news for not the very best reasons. There have been also some stories about the state of the company, with the PIAC report being heavily mentioned. Mr. Alex Mould has agreed to talk to us to respond to some of the issues that are happening. Mr. Mould, thanks for joining us on Citi FM. How are you doing?
Doing very well. The company is doing great, and I'm doing fine.
GNPC, how do you measure the health of a company like GNPC? How do you know if you're doing well or not?
Well, as you know, GNPC is a project management company, and you really have to understand the work we do with our partners on the various blocks, and the ancillary work we do as an enabler in the industry to ensure that the value chain, the whole value chain that we are in, can be sustainable.
The FPSO, which is one of the main, if you want, jigsaws or portions of our power sector, has been under some repairs in the past couple of weeks. And yesterday, the Power Minister said to us they had to do some switchovers which affected power availability. How well is the FPSO performing based on your expectations of it? Because we know you play a role in that space.
First of all, we need to understand that the Jubilee field is actually produces gas which we call associated gas. So that gas is really dependent on the oil, the associated gas with the oil that we are producing. So it's predominantly an oil production platform, the FPSO, Kwame Nkrumah. And you produce gas from it, which is associated with the oil. That means it's mixed with the oil. On the ENI field, that is predominantly a non-associated gas, and as such, you are sort of you get the amount of gas that they're going to produce every day. With the oil, you get the amount of gas that the oil is associated with. The FPSO had some challenges a couple of months ago, and the bearing, which the FPSO rotates around, got damaged. And we are doing a lot of extensive work on that right now. First of all, to understand why it got damaged, and to ensure that we can stabilize the FPSO so that the bearing doesn't get damaged totally, which could be very detrimental to us. So a lot of work is being done. All the experts are on it. Tullow, Ghana Limited, which is the operator, is leading the charge, and GNPC is working with them, with the other partners, to ensure that we have the best in class sorting out this problem. But it's not a problem that's going to go away in a month or two. We're talking about something that could last about a year for us to actually come out of it. So the vessel is in what we call a stabilized position right now. We have 3 tugs behind the FPSO holding the FPSO. These are dynamically positioned tugs which use GPS to ensure that the FPSO stays in that position so that it doesn't move, so the bearing gets damaged a little more. It's costing us a lot of money to do that. We're also moving the oil through what we call ship-to-ship transfers. We have a small vessel, about 250,000 barrel vessel, that moves the crude oil every couple of days to the mother ship. So there's another vessel that the oil is being moved into. And when the export vessel, like GNPC's export vessel, came in on the 12th of May and finished loading on the 14th, that vessel pumps it, what we call a ship-to-ship transfer. Okay. So yes, we have a challenge, but we have the right people looking at it. This is monitored every day, every hour, to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the bearing. I was on the FPSO a couple of weeks ago to see to it myself, and I think we have it under control.
Some people say the repairs or the problems with the FPSO have become one too many, and that maybe we should do an overall technical audit of the FPSO instead of waiting for problems to happen and then solving the problems. Do you buy it? In fact, ASEP has made that claim that it appears we need to do an audit of the FPSO to be sure we know what really the state is before we just proceed with it. What's your comment on that?
I think they're absolutely right, and that's what we have done. We started the audit last year, somewhere in September, and part of it is ongoing. We're doing a full audit on the asset integrity of the FPSO and also the subsea equipment. A preliminary report is in. The auditors are having discussions with Tullow. But we should understand this FPSO was a fast-tracked FPSO. A lot of the challenges we had with this FPSO, we've made sure that we've incorporated resolutions in the 10 FPSO. So the 10 FPSO is a far, far better FPSO in terms of incorporating all the issues that we had with Kwame Nkrumah. But Kwame Nkrumah was fast-tracked, and these are some of the challenges we are having. But yes, we took the initiative last year. We had been trying to get this audit done for a couple of years, and we've done the asset integrity audit. We're doing the flow assurance audit as well. So we're doing about 3 technical audits on the FPSO. But remember, audits are not there to penalize the operator. They're there to assist the operator to make sure that they do their job better. And the findings of the audit are not supposed to be punitive. The findings of the audit are supposed to assist the operator, and that's what we're doing. Remember, we are partners, and we are all to blame for what's happening.
But what are the implications of these intermittent breaks in usage for your revenue? Mind you, you know that oil prices have not done very well in the past couple of years. So couple that with the fact that FPSO is not 100% available. Can I say that GNPC revenues could take a further dip for 2016?
Yeah, you can say that, and basically the revenue that accrues to government and GNPC, so the whole Ghana group and all the partners have diminished. And also the issues that we're having on the FPSO is going to cost us some more money to make sure that we can operate in a safe environment.
Let's talk about the PIAC report. It didn't appear complementary to GNPC at all. If you permit me, in the executive summary on paragraph 5, they say, for example, that no revenue was received from the gas sector, even though you delivered gas, or gas delivered at the value of $32.6 million was evacuated to the Atuabo gas processing plant. And we are told that this is because Ghana Gas did not pay you, partly because somebody did not pay Ghana Gas. What's going on there? And especially when Ghana Gas, in the last year, we were told, was supposed to be subsumed under GNPC. So how come a company which is part of your own company owes you almost $35 million?
Okay, just to clarify a few things. First of all, the assumption of Ghana Gas has not been completed.
Okay.
So Ghana Gas is still owned by the government of Ghana and not by GNPC. We're going through a lot of motions to get that done. But until that is done, we do not own Ghana Gas. But even if we owed Ghana Gas is a limited liability company, and GNPC is a separate, entity. And we are finalizing our gas sales agreement with Ghana Gas. But in that agreement, one of the things that was agreed was the price. And yes, you're right, we have not been paid, mainly because there is a backlog of payments coming in from the power sector. But we are working with the Ministry of Finance and the power sector and PURC to ring-fence the existing debt in the power sector and make payments. Now, it's not only to us, it's to ECG, it's to VRA, it's to the other fuel suppliers, and also the generators, mainly the IPPs. Once that is sorted out, it'll be paid. So it's a matter of cash flow. So the revenue, yes, it has been booked, but the cash flow has not been received. So we do have a price that was agreed, and Ghana Gas owes GNPC. And my understanding also is that VRA and some of the IPPs owe Ghana Gas. So once that is sorted out, and I believe that in a few weeks, my understanding is that the PURC is raising some money with some financial institutions. So I think everybody should just wait a little for that to be sorted out. But what is more important is going forward, the power sector has to be more sustainable. The whole value chain has to be more sustainable in the essence that everybody needs to be paid, because the financial institutions that are financing every sector of the value chain need to be assured that the tariff that is being charged and being paid by the consumers can meet the cost of production of
the other point they raised in that same document, the review for the first half of 2015, was that the Salt Pond Oil Production Company had not paid any royalties to government, although it had produced oil. And in fact, if you permit me to quote, it says, the Ministry of Finance explained that no royalties was paid by SOPCL because it had been informed by GNPC, which is you, that SOPL had ceased operations during the period under review, whereas SOPL reported production of 25,453 barrels of oil in the second quarter of 2015. Now, we do know that you own 45% shares in the Salt Pond Oil Production Company. They've not paid royalties to government, so government has lost revenue. And there appears to be a contradiction between what you reported to the ministry and what SOPL is doing. Can you clarify?
There's nothing wrong with what we reported, and I believe that we sorted that out with PIAC. We gave them all the information. They have reconciled it, and they agree with our position. The issue that was the issue about them not paying royalties is a fact. With the oil price going down, the Salt Pond oil field basically is not commercially viable, and we have to ensure that we keep a skeleton staff on the rig to make sure, for health and safety purposes, the rig is running. So we are in discussions with the government with regards to what is owed by SOPCL. We're also in discussion, the ministry is also in discussion with SOPCL, actually Lucian, who is the operator of the field, to bring in a third party to revamp the field. So those discussions are being had at the ministry, and I believe that the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Energy or Ministry of Petroleum have some agreement as to the royalty payments. But yes, the money is owed. GNPC is aware of it, and we have had discussions with SOPCL on their obligation to the government.
There was also a recommendation that the government of Ghana should refund $50 million, special advance that you gave to it to help improve capitalization of the state oil company. It seems as if GNPC, indeed, I remember some MPs say GNPC is like a slush fund. So you have so much money, you can just make an advance of 50 million to the government. And indeed, the recommendation was that we shouldn't make this a practice. Did you indeed advance 50 million to government?
First of all, we had a discussion with PIAC on it. One of the things that we agreed with PIAC is before, when they ask us for information, we send it to them. They should come and have a discussion with us on the information, because the data alone does not tell you the story. When we met them, we explained to them and made it very clear that we had, as you're aware, the Atwabo plant was coming on stream. There were certain roads and bridges that needed to be constructed to ensure that we could evacuate the liquids. And GNPC, through the Ministry of Finance, made that money available for us to have the bridges and the roads available, because this was outside the CDB loan, the uses of funds by government. So the money is owed to us by Ghana Gas through the Ministry of Finance.